think that we reach a point in this century in which we really need to change something, because the petrol is nearly over, we are gonna have big fights for the water, and I think we are really asking too much to nature. We have really to make a switch in our life to try to develop another kind of life which really could support nature and the human beings. And I really think that this movement have to come from the new generation, for the people in my age, because we are the newcomers, we are the future of our planet. And if we understand how important it is to collaborate with the planet and in between humans, we can make a really big turn. I don't want to sound too idealistic, but I've been living here and I've been traveling for 4 years. Actually, it's not that much, but enough to understand that if people gather together and they want to change something, they can really do it. Especially when we are so young and so much powerful and so strong and joyful, we can really gently, softly, but in the same way, strongly change. And this is like a message that I would love to send to people in my age or even younger. When you're just hanging around and you don't know what to do about your life or your afternoon or your whatever, to really fully ask yourself, how can I serve this world? To put yourself in service. Because there's so much that needs to be done, that every one of us is really needed. And especially I learned for myself when I'm like lost in life, because I'm young and we have so much freedom and so many possibilities that I don't know what to do and what to choose. To put myself in service is not to renounce to my own happiness. Doesn't mean that we have to be warriors. Doesn't mean that we have to sacrifice ourselves. It means that we are in service, and when you give joy, when you work for the others, actually you are just building up unconsciously your inner peace and your inner joy. So I think this is a path of altruism which make yourself really happy and humble and joyful, and also it can really change something outside. So that's why I wanted to give a message to people in my age, to try really together to do something that could improve our life and our world. Because I think that we have only one world, and we cannot go at a supermarket and just change it. We cannot buy another one. That's what we have, and what the gift that we have, and we have really to take care of our home, which is the world. And we have to learn as soon as possible about how to do it, because it's really needed, and nature is asking us this, and human beings are suffering and asking us how to do it. And we come from a country which is really somehow easygoing, because we come from Europe. We have a lot of freedom. We don't have war. We don't know what it means to don't have food. We don't know what it means to walk 3 hours to get a drop of water. We are really lucky. And I think that with this freedom and this gift that is given to us, just because we are born here, we have to use this. We don't have to lose it. We don't have to get lost in, what should I do? Which kind of t-shirt should I wear? We have really to take this gift and to turn it into something that could change.
And how you see the action around those ideas? Because I share this idea that young people have a lot of power, even if they don't know it. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of power because they are the power of young people, because the world belongs to them. They are the people who will have to deal with the issue of the world and the situation of the world those next years. So they have a legitimacy to now act. And specifically because we are in a turning point where planet Earth is in dangerous, and it has been made in dangerous by the previous generation, who act on a good way somewhere and in a very bad way somewhere else. So how the young generation can peacefully make a change, and how you see the action around this?
as we are saying these days, I don't want to repeat something that maybe you listen already 1,000 times, but first you have to be the change. And this is really important, because if you cannot change yourself, you cannot change what is outside yourself. So I would really suggest, or at least that's what I did for myself. When I started to wonder about who do I am and what do I really want, what is really needed in my life, and when I got the answers, I could really start. So I would really suggest to start with the inner work, to start with the inner peace and inner education toward peace with yourself, to really start to love yourself, to respect, to don't judge, but just be fully with your heart. And then it comes to turn also outside, because you spread a certain kind of energy which come from your heart, and then people would notice this, I'm sure. When you are a heartful person, the people which are around you, they can feel it.
The first answer is just act on yourself, be the transformation, be what you wish the world be, work on ourselves. But is it only sufficient? Is it sufficient? Because if a lot of people are working on themselves, then there are a lot of political issues, a lot of law or any kind of institution who are not good for the planet, who still continue to be. So it seems to me that absolutely it is true that each person, before to go and help to transform others, work on themselves. But how you see the organization of all those young people together, how they should organize to be a strong voice and a strong power to act.
This I don't have a clear answer yet, maybe. I still have to work on it, but what I've been learning and what I saw in the world, that the power of people that work together, this really can make a switch. Even on the high, let's call it high level, like government or this kind of thing, but there's like a mass that moves all together, which doesn't mean that we have to shout on a square with flags, but when a big movement started, also ego and influence other things. It will take maybe time, because it's like a softer somehow revolution instead of just shout in a square, because you do it silently by your own. And also, as I said before, it's really important that these people which they want to change themselves and something outside, they really are connected to each other, because alone we can do a lot, but together even more. And so it's really important to create a network which links all these young people. And with young, I'm also including people which are like 90 years old, but they are still this wish inside themselves that they want to change. So I would say that to change concretely something also outside yourself is really important, to create like a network. And now we're living in an era which is really, maybe it's easier because we have this technology like internet, it's nearly telepathy. With Skype or this kind of things, we could really communicate in such a fast way, and we can really sprout out information. So to use the media in a way that could provide this knowledge around more and more.
Thank you.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.